most of the stuff that I learned was just through clicking around. I found it to be very user-friendly and easy as far as campaign setup, figuring out how to set up the reports, send out the reports, the segmenting of the data, like the different audiences that you want to, whether that be the audience you want to target in retargeting or the goals that you're doing through the conversions. We have multiple different legal associations and legal events that we host. And so our audience is lawyers all over the United States. And so the main type of campaigns we run are email mapping, which would be us targeting people we already have their emails, or retargeting people who are already visiting our sites. But we're trying to lately start doing more of the lead generation campaigns so that we can expand to, like you said, people who haven't heard of us yet. And that audience would just be any trial lawyers. And we have used the affinity campaign. We actually just finished one of those for our upcoming January event, where we did one of the third-party lists of like people whose job title is attorney. So I try to always have some campaigns that are lead generation, such as search keyword, the affinity, like we just talked about. I guess email mapping is kind of a little warmer audience, but it's still not, people that are directly declaring they're interested, like people who have visited your site or started the registration process. So I try to do my first segment as your colder audience. And then with retargeting, cart abandonment, those warmer leads, I put in a different segment. So I try to make sure when I'm requesting graphics from our graphics team that if it's a colder audience, if I'm doing lead generation, that I am specifically asking for them to do creatives that are targeted towards people who may or may not have heard about our event. So this would be very general things such as, sharing some of the benefits of our event, like you can get this many CLE credits for coming. We have this many vendors, general things. And then once you get later in the funnel, I try to make sure that they're being targeted to people who have already shown interest. They already know what the event is. Having flights helps you differentiate the people who, I've never heard of your event, here's what it's about and why, and I know what it is, but I just haven't registered yet, kind of bugging them. Okay, register. We send out reports every Monday to any stakeholders in the project. So for this event, anyone who is over this event, every Monday I send out a report to them. And being able to have a link to the overall flight and just show like, this is what we spent, these are the conversions, versus having to send a link to each campaign. Like on search keyword, it was that because they don't, they're more invested in the overall investment and results versus each individual campaign's performance. And I've just found it to be a really good way to get a big picture.